This article was submitted by Patreon supporter Alex Talk, and it's from a blog called theroot.com. Apple's black diversity chief white-splains how 12 blue-eyed blonde men can be diverse, and it's written by Michael Harriot. This dude, Michael Harriot, is pretty funny. So what this article is going into is basically, it's about Apple. So Apple, 8.6% of its workforce is black. And so how does Apple deal with that? So they put people in their stores. They make the employees at their Apple stores diverse, but then the culture there is still pretty white. So they hired the vice president of diversity, Denise Young Smith, and 82% of Apple's leadership is white. And so only 56% of its retail workforce is white. That's how this guy talks about how Apple fakes it. So she said that this is what she said. In this, she did this on a panel in Bogota, Colombia, and talking about diversity with the website Quartz. And when Denise Young Smith was asked about inclusion, whether she would focus on any particular group, she said, "I focus on everybody. Diversity is the human experience. I get a little frustrated when diversity or the term diversity is tagged to the people of color or women or the LGBT." Well, the audience largely applauded. All right, okay. Right. So that like, oh, I get that. Like if you have, if everyone's white or if it's all black or all white or all Latino, that's not diverse. Diversity should be everybody. That's a great point. But then she said this, there can be 12 white, blue-eyed, blonde men in a room, and they're going to be diverse too, because they're going to bring a different life experience and life perspective to the conversation. All right. No. I mean, okay, sure, we're all individuals and we're all going to come from a different, okay. But 12 blue-eyed, they're not, because none of those blonde-haired, blue-eyed guys probably were ever pulled over by the cops for no reason. That's my guess. That's just that's what I think. As a white guy that's enjoyed some white privilege, I know it's not, I don't know what it's like. Now, if you want to sit there and say, like, sure, I don't know what it's like to be a black man or a Latino or a woman or whatever in this, of course. And I could say, sure, you don't know what it's like to be me. You don't like to be, okay. But when she said that is, and this is where this guy is funny. He goes, "No, Young Smith, you're saying it wrong. As my mom used to say when she made me look up a term in the dictionary because I misused it, words mean things. You can't just say some shit and make it true. There's no app for that." I mean, it's so funny. That basically his article is like, a black woman just white-splained something to me. That's how white-splaining works. If you can bamboozle someone into believing 12 white men can be diverse, you don't actually have to hire people of color or people with different sexual orientations. If literally anything can be diverse, there is no such thing as diversity. Words mean things. You can't just make shit up, but do nothing but pretend you're curing racism. But I know white America has had that feature for years. The thing I would add to this, what this shows to me, and again, this country is very racist. The large corporations the upper management is almost always white. I mean, look at the NBA. Look at the players. The league is like 80-some% black or whatever, and the owners are almost all white. I think there's one in the NFL, maybe one owner or two owners that aren't white males, something like that. But the thing I would add to this, you see how the rich line up with each other? It does not matter that she's a black woman. It does not matter. What matters is she is part of the 1%. She is a top level corporate executive. So she is going to line up with whatever the powerful and the money people that she's getting money from. She's a part of it. Of course she's gonna line up with them. Of course she's gonna say 12 white guys are diverse. I mean, it goes on and down the line, man. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. I'm not downplaying any of the racism, any of that at all. But look at Donna Brazile, right? She's a cheater. She's corrupt, but she just got put on the rules committee of the DNC. Look at Condoleezza Rice. She had an oil tanker named after her. And when Katrina hit, she was on Broadway going to shows and going to shopping. She wasn't down in New Orleans or Mississippi or visiting the devastation. She was enjoying rich people life. And I see this all the time in Hollywood. I see this in professional sports. Somebody gets a lot of money and they get a lot of fame, and are they living in a modest 2-bedroom condo and then giving the rest of the money to charity or back to the neighborhood they grew up in? No, they buy a giant mansion because they've been given access now to the life of the 1%ers. That's what they do. And the rich will always back each other. It's like when Rachel Maddow defended and normalized sexual predator Roger Ailes, right? She defended that guy. If she worked in show business and Harvey Weinstein gave her a job and never hit on her because she was a lesbian, she'd probably be defending Harvey Weinstein, who is now a rapist, as it turns out. He's not just a creep. He's like, there's sexual assault. That's a crime. So the rich will always protect each other. In addition to to racism, it's amazing to me what the rich will do for each other. So, Alex Talk, thank you for supporting the show, Political Vigilante, and thank you for turning me on to this writer. This guy's awesome, Michael Harriot. We're going to hopefully talk more about this. And the root.com, I didn't know anything about it. Now I do. That's why I love this show. You guys make me aware of stuff. You turn me on to writers and people and politicians and issues that I wasn't aware of. I mean, I was obviously aware of white-splaining, but I've never seen it done by a black woman before until now. Fantastic. See what happens when you get rich? You'll defend anyone. Thanks for watching the show.